And welcome back. We got another team fight breakdown. This is actually from the semi-finals of the 2019 League of Legends Championships. SKT versus G2. It's been highly requested after we've just done a team breakdown. And that was quite intriguing to watch.
And that's it. And that's only just happened as well. That's only like a week.
Because we did the voice comms.
We did the voice comms for it, and yeah, it'd been nice to see a breakdown of it, because
what they were thinking of at the actual time. Smash the like, let us know who your favourite is for this weekend's 2019 World Championship Finals, and yeah, other than that, let's go for it.
Faker's gone! Teddy's next on the list! There's no way he can duel Yasuo. Amada's coming in, but he's just walking into the meat grinder of Perks. Con, can he do it?
Breakdown!
They've done it!
Hey everyone, Jatt here. The end of this fight was memorable. Perks' 1-in-6 Yasuo revives from base, immediately ults onto Faker to kill him, blast cones over the wall to exhaust Teddy, then perfectly plays the rest of the fight to pick up the quadra kill. Game, set, match. An amazing moment. But how did we get here? How was Mickey able to survive long enough on Gragas to supply the knockup for Perks? How did G2 manage to create such a close 4v5 so that Perks could even have the option of cleaning up? How did they deal with a level 17, nearly full item Vladimir? The answer lies somewhere between teamwork and raw skill.
Yeah, definitely teamwork there.
At one point, there were 3 individual fights happening for G2 that could have gone either way if played differently, but at the end of it, G2 won a 5-for-1 team fight that ended the game.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Jumped in there.
It all started with Perks' death. All alone, while the rest of his team trades for an inhibitor. 58 seconds in the death chamber that SKT looked to take advantage of. On the way back to base, G2 grab a Mountain Drake, which slightly delays their recalls, and rather than conceding their inhibitors entirely, G2 looked to outplay a 4v5 and push SKT back.
Yeah, I remember that bit.
We mentioned Mickey X as he ended the fight with
I thought that would be done.
low HP. Let's focus on him first. As G2 chase SKT out of their base, Mickey wards the side brush and sidesteps Faker's Kiana Q. He then moves into the choke point and baits out an SKT engage. Both Faker and Mata look to jump on him. Mata's hook misses, and Mickey slows Faker with the body slam, a cask, and an ultimate which knocks Mata away. Mickey then flashes back into the brush before body slamming him again to slow his chase. The body slam stuns Faker for just long enough so that Mickey can run out of range of Faker's first Q. With little remaining HP and Perks on the way, Mickey body slams back over the wall on Faker, and the rest is history.
That's clever
but
play,
what about
actually.
Caps and Jankos? Caps expended his flash forward to
It's quite
attempt a
aggressive,
stun,
wasn't it?
which he would have used for a combo, but doesn't drop his Q. It still forces Klid's repel, which eventually allowed G2 to chase down a kill. But for now, we will focus on Jankos and Caps' 2v2 with Khan and Mata. Khan is fed, and he has a 100 charge Spellbinder, which he uses to go for a burst combo onto Caps. In order to get through Jankos, who is looking to slow him with axes, Khan opts to pool and flash on top of Caps. As this happens, Caps uses his Hourglass to avoid damage from Tides of Blood, and then casts ult right after to force Khan's Zhonya's. The big play here is Caps' Scatter the Weak after Khan's Zhonya's, which stuns both him and Mata, and critically keeps Mata out of ult range. Mata ults Jankos instead, and Jankos eventually flashes away for safety. Caps and Jankos didn't win the 2v2, but they bought crucial time. Speaking of buying time, let's look at Wonder's Ornn. At the start of the fight, he absorbs Teddy's Varus ultimate for little to no cost. Once G2 re-engage, he distracts Teddy for the rest of the fight and stopwatches to buy even more time. As Perks arrives, Wonder is barely able to apply one last stack of Brittle onto Teddy.
He's nearly gone.
And briefly applies a knockup, forcing Teddy's stopwatch. Even though he dies, his sacrifice is well worth it as Perks cleans up the fight. And did I mention Caps also teleported into SKT's base as Perks was finishing up, which ensured the final push could end the game in time.
Oh, that's sneaky.
Every part of this fight was dependent on another part going right. If Mickey dies, Perks can't clean up. If Wonder dies earlier, Teddy and Khan might be able to fight off Perks. If Caps or Yankos die, Khan has more time to collapse onto other parts of the fight, potentially even ending the game in favor of SKT. But G2 won every single
Look at Caps
fight.
going down there to channel.
Obviously, starting a fight 4 versus 5 and winning it requires exceptional teamwork. G2 had the discipline to bait out cooldowns early in the fight and the knowledge to know what their team composition was capable of. They also trusted each other to have world-class mechanics, as every individual had to create their own outplay in order to win the fight. With the teamfight win, G2 ended SKT's World Championship run and move on to face Fun Plus Phoenix in the World Finals.
Wow, that went quick.
That went
was
really
5
quick.
minutes worth, and I know it's
Yeah.
only one segment of the match there.
Yeah.
But wow, I love that bit how Caps kind of like drifted off to one side. I didn't notice that as we were watching the rest of the match going on with Perks,
That's
etc. I
it,
was
yeah.
like, and he said, "Oh, did I mention that Caps actually?"
Yeah.
He was channeling over onto the other.
Yeah,
to the
that's
other
something I
base.
learned. There's a lot more teleporting about in these games than
That was
one
sneaky.
first realises. Yeah, there's quite a clever way you can hop over things and get out of the way of stuff by teleporting.
So some of the elements there are like, if so and so, just like what I can't remember the player's name, just had a minute bit of life left, and that could have just completely swung the outcome there. Just those little bits.
Yeah, he sacrificed himself, didn't he? There, I see that.
He managed to hold off just long enough.
Just long enough for Perks to attack him, didn't he? Yeah, and you had Caps over the other side, and he stunned the other two. That was quite crafty, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just
don't know.
watching the game without that, if you don't really know everything that's happening, you'd miss how sort of tactical that was, should I say. I think this is our second breakdown. We just did this one because it's really up to date and we're just in the game, so it's nice to sort of, while it's fresh in our minds, get a grip on it.
And we will be watching the finals this weekend. Not necessarily here on the channel, but we'll be watching it somewhere,
Yeah.
somehow. Sunday, midday here in the UK. So yeah, a big thanks for joining us anyway. By all means, whack anything down below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Catch you on the flip side.